Hey KGS gang. So here I am getting ready to do starter sister locks. So, well, before I even get into it, let me ask you guys a question. Um Apparently you're not allowed to do starter locks if you're not certified. But and I just recently found out that people look for certifications. But I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so I am not necessarily certified to do sister locks, but I do know how to do them. I do them. I have been doing them, and this is probably like my I don't I don't have a lot of clientele with sister locks, but it's growing. This is probably about the 15th person that I have did starter locks on. One thing about me, when I put my mind to it and I learn and I educate myself, I get it done. So my thing is um I know like probably like 2 years ago, I was doing starter locks on someone. She reached out to me, asked me to do her starter locks, and I did them, and she loved them. Then she had hit me up later on telling me that she spoke to someone and they told her I wasn't in the registry for certification for sister locks when they looked me up, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, they need to look me up as being licensed, because if they look that up, they'll know that I am a licensed professional. I am a licensed cosmetologist. And you want to go to somebody who's licensed or has a certificate. You know, people could go and get a certificate anywhere. But anywho, that was just my little rant. I didn't even know that there was like a little click for certified, I guess, sister locticians. But I am a loctician. I do specialize in natural hair and hair care products, and I can do sister locks. So anyway, as you see, I am parting out her hair and her grid. And the other thing was, I need to get to it. The other thing was, she was talking about like the grid was on point and everything, but she mentioned that I didn't use the 4-point rotation to start. Now, let me explain to those who are unaware. There are multiple ways of starting locks, guys. Even with traditional locks, prior to coiling the hair, people lock their hair either naturally or they braided it and they let the braids lock. So even with sister locks, there are multiple techniques. That was the thing that her and I were debating, because she said I started hers with a braid, and her hair length was long, so that's why I did it with the braid, because I felt that that would be the best way to do it. And when she came to me and I asked her what technique would she like me to use, she told me to use my expertise, so that's what I did. So, just to educate those who don't know, there are multiple ways of starting locks. It's really up to the stylist and up to the person getting their hair done. I always ask my person, like, what technique do you want? I did sister locks on one lady's hair, and she wanted it twisted. She wanted it small. Some people wanted braids. Some people wanted 4-point rotation. You can look this stuff up, guys. I don't make it up, tell you no lies. So anyway, back to what I'm doing right here. I'm parting out the sections in her hair. You always want to detangle thoroughly, and section it out for me just makes it easier. You know, usually the people that I service will tell me, to just use my expertise once again as far as the gridding and so forth and so on. So here she will have like 4 sections in the back, and then the 2 sections, as you see, I separate up at the top. And I do use the braiding technique here to start her sister locks. And then I finish it off with, you know, a retie at the root to keep the root tight. You can have slippage when you're doing starter locks as if you would when you're doing a traditional lock with a coil on a comb or a twist. Sometimes the hair, it slips loose. And when you come back for your retwist or your retie, then you get that taken care of. Obviously, sister locks or micro locks, depending on what people want to call them, are a little bit more costly because they are more time consuming than the traditional technique of locking someone's hair. As you will see, I do part out the grid, and you want to get the parts as clean as possible. I know a lot of people say they don't use product. I try not to. However, some people's hair may be a little bit more, the texture might be different. It might be a little bit more choppier in the root. So in order to get a cleaner part, I will use just a little bit of, my hair butter, or just, a little bit of braiding gel, just to keep the part clean and distinguish the sections. So as you can see, I'm creating 4 sections here in the back, and I always pre-part this all out. Again, this is up to the stylist. What makes it easier for them to, accomplish what they're setting out to do, and that is ultimately give the person what they want. So again, you see how I have now the 2 sections up top, 4 sections in the back, and I speeded it up a little bit so you guys can see me doing the install. And I will definitely be teaching a course on how to do this as well. For those who are interested, stay tuned for more information. You can follow me on all my platforms, Cool Girl section, and all my platforms, Cool Girl section. Subscribe to my YouTube page, Cool Girl section, and my Facebook is under Tima James. So as you can see, look at that grid, y'all. Beautiful. And they talk about certification. Like, girl, I am licensed with them 1,800 hours in the state of New Jersey. And I am, as a cosmetologist, anything that falls under your scope. Only thing that you can't do as a licensed cosmetologist is like tattooing and I believe piercing. Esthetician, barbering, nail care, obviously hair, all of that falls under the scope of your license. So yes, I mean, I have went and took the specific certifications, but you can learn. Like, I have certification from micro links and stuff that I did take in cosmetology class when I was in school. But you should be, as a professional, as a licensed professional in any field, you should be educating yourself and teaching yourself about the latest and new trends. And I tend to do that for the things that I have interest in, and locks and natural hair care is my thing. That's what I do. So as you can see, I finished it up. I just loosened it up for her to see the final result. And it does, it thickens up as it locks, and it matures and grows out. And look at that. Voila. Beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all.